I guess I'll introduce myself as well. I
I feel like it.
Aaron. That's the first time I've fucked that up in a long time.
You suck.
Yeah. And we have a special guest joining us today. You have heard us speak of his legend many times on the show. Our good friend Steve the Bearded is here. Hello, sir.
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
Hey, Steve.
This is exciting. You guys talk about me?
We mentioned you as Matt mentioned you as Steve the Bearded on the very first episode
Oh, wow.
of
My name.
the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My full title.
Oh.
Full legal title.
Right. Only good things, I hope.
Oh yeah. And then we
Mm,
mentioned you a
ugh.
couple times since then, and your enigma and reputation has grown
Wow.
among our audience.
So I'm basically a regular.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
except
good.
you've apparently never listened to the podcast.
You're like
I listen to you guys every week. It's awesome.
Oh,
You're like- you're like our
come out
fifth-
once a month.
you're like our fifth Beatle.
Ringo 2.
I'm John and George. You can be Paul and Ringo.
And you're.
Oh wait,
Spike.
that means I'm 100% dead. Okay, well,
I am 100% dead.
Does that mean I'm Yoko Ono?
sure. No, who was the guy that was the producer?
I don't remember the name of the producer.
Oh, shoot. It's like a real boring British name, like Henry Johnson or something like that. But it's not that.
Henry Johnson it is.
At least it's not Harry Johnson.
Ooh,
Woof.
no. Ugh.
Yeah. So, Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What kind of stuff have you been viewing lately? What's your
What you binging these days?
Yeah, what you binging?
You know what's funny?
What's in your Netflix queue?
For years now, I have not had a TV or Netflix, and I have not binged. But now that I've moved back to Abbotsford and
Now
I
that
have
you-
a
now that you
TV,
don't live alone in the mountains.
I have legitimately binged shows. I
Have-
watched Suits.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen Suits?
I've
I
seen
have
some
not.
of some of it. I've seen some of it.
Your
It's-
wife likes Suits, doesn't she?
Well, she's also seen some of it. We watched it
Oh, okay.
together.
I think she was the one that recommended it to me, and then I never watched it.
It's like just a soap opera, and it's
Yeah.
it's lawyers, and every single scene is like they slam a briefcase down, and they're
Nice.
like, "We're suing you," and the other guy's like has like a blue folder, and they're like, "Well, then you might want to see this." And then they like open it for 2 seconds and they're like, "This is bullshit. You can't do this." Oh, yes, we can. And then the first guy takes out another blue folder and says, "Well, that would work, except I already talked to the judge and I'm suing you again." And then they walk out. And then as they walk out, they silently say, "Well, I guess we have a battle on our hands." Like every single scene is super intense.
Every single scene is the stakes.
Oh, well, now I
All
don't have
about-
to watch
all
it.
about the
Yeah,
stakes.
it's amazing.
Now, you just summed it all up for me.
Yeah.
I would just
Um,
sit there in my underwear and watch Suits.
You like to dress down for the show. It's about dressing up.
Yeah.
I got you.
Well, because even if I dressed up, I would still be so much worse than them.
Sure.
So why even try?
Well, it's like when I used to watch
Mm.
Man vs. Food, I'd always be eating like cereal or something like that. And I'd be like, man, whatever he's eating sure looks good.
Yep.
Just eating this cereal.
Oh boy.
Anything else you?
The Grand
seen
Tour,
lately?
I've also been watching.
Okay. What do you like it as much as Top Gear?
I do like this newest season.
Okay.
The one that came out in the new year more than the first two.
Okay.
I would say it still isn't quite the same. Like it just doesn't have the history. Like it doesn't have the Stig. It doesn't
Yeah.
have the recurring characters. It doesn't have
Yeah.
as many recurring jokes as it once
Sure.
did.
Yeah.
But this season's really enjoyable. They
Okay.
went to
I mean, they have more money than they ever did.
they got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they got nice cars. They got, unlike the movie that we watched, they got real nice cars.
Oh
real,
dear.
real nice cars.
That's good. Yeah, because I love Top Gear, but I was not super into the first season of Grand Tour, but now that I've forgotten to cancel my Amazon Prime and
Yeah, you may as well watch it.
have a full year of Prime Video,
There are way worse ways to spend an hour or so.
I might just jump to can I just jump to the newest season?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
cool.
like they're older and fatter than they've ever been.
Cool.
So
Nice.
as far as making fun of each other, like that's
Good.
all there. Yeah, they've
Perfect.
gotten a bit more comfortable about what kind of bits they can do, like
Nice.
what
Nice.
jokes they can set up and have it actually work. Because yeah, a lot of it in the first 2 seasons just didn't really work.
Well, there was the bit about like the celebrities dying.
Yeah,
every
they
episode.
don't have that anymore. Yeah,
That was awful.
yeah.
They had this joke where they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have this guest star. Oh, it's Simon Pegg. He's gonna be there. He is walking through the streets of London, and he's just walking across the bridge. And oh, it's one of those what's those bridges that open up? You know,
I don't remember what those are called. I know what you mean.
it's
though.
one of those. And it's like, oh, it's opening up. Oh, and he's right in the middle of it. Oh, and he fell into the river. Oh, and he's dead. And they did that like every episode, or like,
Just, like, with a
they're like,
different-
oh, Jeremy Renner's gonna be parachuting in. Here he is in the plane, and he's gonna jump out, and then they'd like look out the back of their tent and need to see like a body like hit the ground. They'd be like, oh no, we killed Jeremy Renner. Oh, he's dead.
That's a very dark bit.
and they just like
Oh,
kept
dear.
doing it.
I assume the idea, because they had that tent and they'd tape it live. Like I
Yeah.
assume it was a live bit. Like everyone in the crowd was expecting this
Yeah.
interview, and then the celebrity would just die, theoretically.
Yeah.
But it didn't translate at all to when you actually watch the episode. It was like, why?
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? Where are the cars?
Yeah.
Why aren't they pranking each other? And
Yeah.
turning their radio full blast.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's good. Matt, you've been watching anything?
Oh boy, yeah. I watched The Haunting of Hill House,
Ooh, scary.
which yeah.
Was it scary?
Yes, but like I'm not usually that into like horror and stuff. I like to watch it like every once in a while, but yeah, The Haunting of Hill House was like pretty creepy. I felt like it was really well shot. But it was also just really mysterious. And then also I felt like the characters were really compelling. And so I wanted to keep watching it because I wanted to know what happened. Like I was really invested in the story. And like the setting of it was horror. But it
Okay.
was not driven by like jump scares and like creepy shit.
Was it like more mystery or more supernatural type horror?
It was more like supernatural, but there was just like a lot of things that you didn't know, and it was like confusing at times, but also just like really compelling. I really enjoyed it. Like it's the only thing that I've ever seen that is like horror that I would want to watch again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've heard that the first episode is the scariest though.
Yeah, it's probably the scariest or the second scariest. Like they set the tone right away that like this is scary shit, but then they spend a lot of time in like character development and giving you the backstory you need to understand the impact of the present.
Okay.
It's really interestingly woven, the story.
And is it in any way related to the Haunting at the House on the Hill board game?
I don't think so, but I also haven't played all the haunts, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not sure.
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of different haunts.
That's true.
That'd be
That's
really
true.
funny actually if I played that board game one day and all of a sudden it's like reflects the setting of Haunting of Hill House. I'll just be like, oh my gosh.
Nice.
Scary shit. There is no big burly dude named Ox
Wow.
in it. So
All right, I'm out. Yeah. Anything else? On your end?
Oh yeah, I watched because I guess I was still in the mood for horror for some reason. I watched for the first time. It's pretty old now, but The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Oh, nice. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which was not scary at all to me.
It's I like it though.
It's
I think it's a really well put together movie.
yeah.
Like,
I thought it was well done. It's like 2005, I think,
yeah.
or
Oh,
something
there's
like
some
that.
creepy bits. Like what about when like the guy wakes up in the dorm room and she's like all like weirding out on the floor?
Yeah, well, it's like it's not scary though.
Yeah.
It's like sad and a bit creepy at times, but also
Ha-
well, I don't know.
have you woken up at 3 a.m. yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I have not woken up at 3 a.m. That would be a little spooky for sure.
Because
But
I've heard the director say that that's like one of the most common like messages he gets or like tweets or whatever is like I still wake up at 3 a.m. and like get freaked out.
oh,
There's the bit in the movie Steve where the main character is basically it's a courtroom drama about where the I guess the people versus this priest, and the priest is accused of killing this girl Emily Rose
yeah,
because
like
she believed she was
negligent homicide or something.
negligent
like that.
homicide because he believed she was possessed by demons, and she also believed that she was possessed by demons, and so he encouraged her family not to give her medical
Oh, I
care.
see.
Yeah,
So
to seek
to-
spiritual help over
Right.
Yeah.
medical
and she
help.
died as a result.
She died as a result of that.
Right.
And so like the lawyer who's defending him is an atheist. But there's this whole bit where like she keeps waking up at 3 a.m. and thinking that she's smelling something burning. And it's supposed to be like 3 a.m. is the demonic witching hour, which is the exact inverse of 3 p.m., which is supposed to be the hour that Jesus died.
Okay.
And so
Right.
it's like
Yeah. so
the
it's a
the
similar
demon's way
thing.
of like mocking the Holy Trinity kind of thing. So
Mm.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever woken up at 3 a.m.
Have you ever been awake at 3 a.m. in your life?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, because you've never like actually like not slept, right?
Oh, I guess I've done all-nighters and stuff, but
Like,
I-
yeah, like
I can never
like
remember
not
looking at the
not
clock
unin-
and being like, "Oh, it's 3 a.m."
Oh, it is the witching
Exactly.
hour.
Yeah,
Interesting.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like intentionally staying up though, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, like in middle school when you go to the corner store and you buy Cheetos and Nos, and you stay up all night
Yes.
playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 on your Xbox.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, we can all relate to that.
Yeah. But that has nothing to do with demon possession. That's just good, clean fun.
I watched some shit. Let me tell you.
Oh, tell me about the shit that you have watched.
Where do I start? Okay, I watched Happy Death Day to You the other day.
Oh,
Was that any good?
Oh, excuse me.
I saw a commercial and it like Groundhog Day
Yeah.
plus
So
horror movie.
So here's the thing, kind of.
Okay.
So the first movie, Happy Death Day, this girl keeps
Oh,
reliving.
there's two different movies.
Yeah,
Okay.
keeps
gotcha.
reliving the same day over and over until she can like solve her own murder.
Okay.
Kind of right. And I didn't see it when it came out because it looked real stupid. And then I saw the trailer for this one, the second one, and it looked like I'm like, oh, this looks kind of like entertaining. Like it doesn't look scary, but it looks kind of funny.
No,
and,
yeah,
like-
and it looked pretty polished, like
Yeah.
well put together, a bit of money behind it. Like,
So I'm like, maybe I'll check out the first one. So I watched the first one, and I think we talked about it on the last episode of the podcast, or maybe the one before.
yeah, we've
Yeah.
talked about it.
Yeah, loved it.
'Kay.
So great. I've watched it 3 or 4 times since then. Highly recommended. Not scary at all, but pretty fun. And so I went to see the sequel, and it's like it totally is not a horror movie in any way. It is now a sci-fi movie
Oh, what?
where they've introduced like quantum realm jumping and
Oh boy,
yeah,
that sounds like a
and
bad idea.
doppelgangers and stuff. It's yeah.
So they kind of
It's-
took the fun idea of reliving it and they just tried to like flesh it out with actual science.
A little bit. So
Not
well,
like
I
real
mean, not like
science,
real
but,
science.
They tried to explain everything.
Yeah, so like in the
inside of the world.
yeah, in the opening scene,
Right.
you could learn how the time loop started.
Right.
And then yeah, it basically she gets pushed back into the dimension or back into the first movie. She wakes up on Monday the 18th, which is her birthday. but like in this dimension, okay, spoilers for the movie because it just came. Do you guys not want to know, or
I'll go for it. I
does it
don't
matter?
care.
Okay, so spoilers if you want to see the
I
movie,
could try to care if you want.
don't listen to it.
If
Please
you
do.
wanted to be outraged.
So in
How
the
dare you even assume that I would want to hear about this? You know I've already pre-bought tickets.
It's been out for like a week, man.
How dare you?
So anyways, in the first movie, like her mother had died when she was really young, and her mom had the same birthday, so then she like hated her birthday, and it had like driven a wedge between her and her father, and that was like part of the emotional arc, whatever, blah blah blah. So in this dimension, she's reliving the same day over and over again, but things are different, and like one of the things that's different is her mom is alive, but then also the boy that she fell in love with in the first movie is dating her best friend, who's the head of her sorority, who is like a horrible person.
Was that a high school or a college?
College.
Oh, okay.
And so then she has to choose whether she wants to stay in this dimension where her mom's alive or travel back to her regular dimension so she can be with her boyfriend.
Wow.
Yeah. So overall, I would say I like the first one better, but this one introduces an interesting twist because it would have been really easy to just kind of do the same thing again.
Yeah.
And they introduced enough different stuff to it that I'm like, all right, if you do another one, I'll be around.
Yeah, enjoyable.
Happy Death Day, but the E is a 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. Or it'll be Happy Death Day 3D.
I hope so.
One of the two.
Happy Death Day 3 double D?
3. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. I also watched The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot.
What?
I've heard good things.
I have heard
Here's
nothing.
the thing about this
Not
movie.
good?
Well, no, it's not good. It's for a movie called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot, I expected it to be much more fun.
Right.
But instead, it's like a really like understated kind of like character drama
Oh.
about this guy who has PTSD because when he was in the war, he was the one who killed Hitler. The real Hitler, and the one that they pulled out of the bunker was apparently a doppelganger. And then the U.S. and Canadian governments recruit him because for whatever reason he's the only one that has immunity to this new flu strain that the Bigfoot is spreading.
Oh, that Bigfoot.
Because they had some of his blood in a fridge and they were able to test it and find out that he's immune. And
I have lots of blood in my fridge.
And he, wow, okay. And he's.
I got the Bigfoot in my fridge.
Thanks to this guy.
And he's got tracking skills, so it's like all super convenient. And then, spoiler alert, he kills the Bigfoot too. So.
How dare you?
Sam Elliott.
I had tickets for that.
Sam Elliott's really good in it. Like he's the
Okay,
main
yeah.
character, but like
It's always good.
oh yeah, 100%. But I don't know. I expected it to be a bit more fun and a bit less like played straight,
Right. Okay.
but it wasn't that fun.
Weird.
I don't know. I might watch it again. I don't know how I feel about it quite just yet. But, I also watched Bumblebee.
Like the Transformers
Yeah,
movie?
is that-
Yes, sir.
Oh.
How was
How
that?
do you feel?
I've only heard that it exists, and
Are
I don't
you
know anything
okay?
else about it.
I'm
Do you
fine.
need to talk about it?
Yeah, that's why we're here. So it turns out if you take Michael Bay out of the equation,
He didn't direct it?
no.
Oh, okay.
The guy who directed Kubo and the Two Strings directed it.
Oh, I never saw that.
So if you take Michael Bay out of it and put in a person with any sense of self in the director's chair, it's not very difficult to make a completely decent Transformers movie.
Huh.
Wow.
Go figure.
Is
There's-
it like visually? It's
Visually,
like I saw the trailer.
they've
like,
gone
it's
back-
pretty much Transformers as we know.
they've
it, is
gone
it?
well. I mean, as we originally knew it,
Right. Okay.
right? They've
It's
gone
not
back to
quite
the
as,
Gen 1 designs.
Right.
The action scenes are very like clear and distinct, and you can tell who's who. It's not just like hunking blobs of gray and black metal smashing into each other.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I always found like in the Transformers movies, because they started going to where like you could see all the gears and metal moving.
yeah, which
And
is
it
like
made
impressive.
well, it's cool to think that like, okay, these are actual mechanical things that move.
Yeah,
But then actually looking at it, it was so confusing because it all looked so amorphous
yeah,
in how it was moving. It wasn't like that's an arm, that's a leg. It was like just this massive
yeah.
crazy gears, and I was like, I don't like this at all.
They're way less concerned about that, like the fine minutia, and
Yeah.
it's more where they look like toys, whereas like big pieces of the vehicles form the robot.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and so that's cool.
Simple to understand.
Yeah.
Still cool to look at.
So you can tell, and like, you know, the bad guys also have colors, so you can tell all the characters apart. The main character is not super annoying, has a like clear motivation and character arc. There's no awkward humor at the expense of minorities or women.
Oh, that's nice.
It was written by a woman, which is like
Oh,
also kind of a nice touch.
yeah.
So yeah, overall, I'd say thumbs up. I mean, it's got like a 93 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd say it's like I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
All right.
It's
That's like 65%.
yeah, like at
Technically speaking,
yeah.
that is
Well,
65%.
Rotten Tomatoes isn't a score aggregator. It's just an aggregator of people who said thumbs up or thumbs down, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like, people who liked it
Yeah.
or didn't. So
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, like at its
Aggregator.
core, it's just a basic action blockbuster that hits all the action beats on the money. In terms of like,
Those are
So if
fun
I
to-
were
fun to watch
like
every
if
once
I
in
were
a while.
hanging out at a friend's house with a couple guys and somebody said, "Oh, let's just watch Bumblebee," it'd be
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
that would be a good choice. Make
Definitely.
some popcorn,
definitely,
watch with a couple of friends, and
totally.
there you go.
Yeah, if you went like cheap night at the movies, whatever, you
Yeah.
totally get your money's worth.
Okay.
You're probably not going to be talking about it for weeks to come. But yeah, it's a totally serviceable live action Transformers movie. And it's like the only time that like at the end of a Transformers movie I've been like, "Man, I can't wait to see another one of these.
Yeah. Well,
That would be really good." So Bumblebee, man. Just take Michael Bay out of the equation.
you're good to go.
Yeah. Michael Bay, one of my coworkers, how do they describe Michael? It was like, this movie is brought to you by cocaine and 90s white male entitlement. It's like, that's what it should say on the poster of every Michael Bay movie.
Oh, baby.
And I'm like, yeah, that's not inaccurate in any way.
Has he made other movies that aren't Transformers?
Oh,
that I
yeah.
would know.
Bad Boys 2, Armageddon, The Rock,
Armageddon's a big one.
Pearl Harbor
Yeah.
was his attempt to make like a prestige picture.
Okay. I've seen Armageddon. And
Okay.
The first Transformers.
I love Armageddon,
Yeah, Armageddon. I remember liking it.
written by J.J. Abrams.
You know.
Should we talk about this Power Rangers Turbo movie?
Well, yes.
It's time to power up. The world's most famous action force is back on the big screen. With a secret weapon,
I'm the new Blue Ranger.
What are you talking about?
a giant problem, and a whole new way
Wind Chaser ready to howl.
This is awesome.
to thrill.
Let's rip some velocity.
All right.
Turbo action,
Good thing you don't need a license to drive Zord.
turbo power, turbo sword.
Megazord warp sequence is online. Let's shift to the turbo.
That's my man. Wow, cool.
Get ready for the ultimate power trip.
What a rush.
Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
Great. So the reason we brought you on for this one, Steve.
It wasn't just to talk
Me?
about Michael
Oh,
Bay.
It
I
wasn't.
thought we were bringing Matt on.
Oh right,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
the main. I'm the host.
Yes.
Am I not?
Yes.
Yeah, take us in, Steve.
Yeah. No, lead the show by all means.
No, I immediately regret everything I just said. Please take it away. I'll see myself out. It's fine.
The reason we brought you on is because the first episode of this show we've ever did was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie,
So good.
and that was the
Very
first
good.
time you were ever mentioned on the show because you and Matt watched like a bunch of seasons of Power
The
Rangers.
entire first series, I guess, of seasons.
Like all 3 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you guys make it to Zeo?
No.
Into Zeo at all?
We did
No.
not go into Zeo.
No.
All right, so you just kept it
We
classic.
pumped the brakes.
We made a responsible adult decision.
Well put.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But you'd say you're like pretty, you know, in on or up on the Power Rangers. You're into Power Rangers.
I would even use the word ensconced
Okay.
in Power Ranger culture.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this was your first time seeing Turbo, though.
This is my first Turbo experience.
All right.
Absolutely.
What were your thoughts? Give us a general.
I didn't think it was that great, even for a Power Rangers movie.
Right.
It got better as it went on. It took a long time for any fight sequences
Yeah.
to happen,
Yeah, it was.
or any like costume changes, or
Yeah.
villains to grow 10 times their size, or all the things that I want to see when I watch Power Rangers. It took a while. They were all there.
Yeah.
It had the basic structure of Power Rangers, but it was like an hour and a half, and it could have been like 20 minutes. It could have been an episode. It could have
An
been a normal.
episode.
It could have been a really good normal episode of Power Rangers, except it was an hour and a half.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just that's kind of it, right? I assume that they had approximately the same amount of money
Right.
to make
Yeah,
this
exactly.
to make this movie that they would to make a 22-minute episode of
Yeah,
Power
yeah.
Rangers, and they couldn't use any Japanese footage. So
Yeah.
I looked up on the Wikipedia while we were watching. I got some fun facts.
Ooh, I love fun
so
facts.
so because we were kind of trying to figure out where this
They're so fun.
fell. And so this takes place is like a little mini like bridge between Zeo and Power Rangers Turbo series. And so it's actually in canon, unlike Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie,
Which just
is-
happened.
which just
That
happened.
first movie wasn't part of any.
No,
Wasn't part of the series at all.
it's not
Interesting.
officially canon.
Right.
It's just
There is no
Yeah.
Ivanhoe.
Yeah. So this one, theoretically, because they introduced the cars
Yeah.
as the Zords for the first time. So going into the new series, they would just have the cars.
they just
already,
have the cars. Yeah,
and there would just be a 12-year-old boy that's the Blue Ranger all of a sudden.
yeah. it's-
Imagine if you had missed out on that movie. Like if you were a kid that loved Power Rangers, like you'd been watching Zeo the whole time, and you missed out on the movie, but then you watched like the first episode of Turbo.
yeah,
you
because
would
your
be
parents wouldn't take you to the
lost.
theater.
Yeah, exactly.
I was that kid.
Oh no. I'm
I've
so sorry.
seen episodes of Turbo, and even as a little kid, I was like, "Why the fuck is that little kid a Power Ranger?"
What is happening? How can he drive?
That should not be.
Yeah.
And he just morphs and becomes the
A
same
fully grown
size
man.
as them,
That's right.
so that he can have a stunt double.
So
Yeah, that's crazy.
So in Mighty
Uh.
Morphin the movie, they had the CGI Megazord that looked awful.
Yes, it
And
was
so yeah,
so sad to not see someone in a rubber suit.
and so opposed to the CGI Megazord used in the first Power Rangers film, since this entry counted as canon, it utilized the actual costume of the Turbo Megazord, but it was filmed by the American crew. And then the TV show would just use footage from Gekisu Sentai Car Ranger.
Car Ranger.
Oh, Car
Nice.
Ranger.
Yeah. And According to Johnny Young Bosch,
Johnny Young Bush.
his Facebook page, the original script called for a lengthy underwater battle using the Zeo Ranger powers, wherein the Power Rangers emerge with tattered costumes.
Oh.
And the unused pilot would explain how the powers, turbo powers, were created. Apparently, they were going to be created by Billy,
Oh, Billy.
the original Blue Ranger. Him and Zordon were going to get together and create the turbo powers. These were obviously ultimately
Right.
scrapped in the end.
That's so
But
sad.
Yeah, I mean, an underwater battle, like, that would up the excitement a little bit. Might give
Yeah.
it a bit more.
Yeah, but also
it could have been fun.
Yeah.
to actually have them use their Zeo powers before they're lost would also be nice in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, like,
We
like
see
I
You
said,
got-
there was
Zeo.
no
No,
fighting.
you-
they
you-
got
you
their
s-
powers, and there was still no fighting for a while.
You got
like,
75% of a pink Zeo Ranger before she fell into the water and her morpher shorted out.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
that was. I wonder if that would have been
really,
the start
really
of,
briefly.
She's like falling and she goes, Zeo Ranger 1, pink. And then she like starts turning into it and then she just falls into the water and then shorts out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pathetic.
But apparently they did end up using the torn suits idea for the finale of Turbo.
Oh, when they move into the next series.
Yeah, which is Power Rangers in Space,
Yes.
which is one of
In
my
space.
all-time favorite Power Ranger
what,
series.
that's the Red Ranger is an alien, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
in space?
and
the original Pink Ranger comes back.
yes, she does, and they go to the Astro Mega Ship, which
course.
is powered by or piloted by a guy named Andros, I think is his name. Power Rangers in Space. Here we
Like
go.
from Star Fox.
like from Star Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's Andross's origin story.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
a Red Space Ranger Andros. And
Power Rangers and Star Fox, same fucking universe, man.
That's crazy.
and
Yeah.
Divatox
Who knew that was all
shows up.
canon?
Yeah, it's all canon.
Rob
Divatox shows
64
up.
and Alpha. were-
And Alpha are the same. One
They're-
and the same.
No, they hate each other.
Oh, okay, gotcha. They're rivals.
But that's not saying much.
So
'cause
what you're
everyone hates
basically
Alpha.
saying is Alpha confirmed for Smash Ultimate DLC.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh man.
Oh, they should put a Power Ranger.
Can you?
in
That would
there, though.
actually.
I would.
If there was
yeah.
a Power Ranger in Smash Brothers Ultimate,
Hell yeah.
That'd be sweet.
hilarious.
Yeah, totally.
Wow. Okay. That's gonna be
Um,
my new hot take. Twitter hot take.
Do it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Uh,
Glad we
there-
could help.
there was an episode of Power Rangers in Space where they crossed over with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
No, I think we watched it. Remember, because there was a female.
and I watched
turtle.
it.
You and I watched it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a female turtle.
Yeah, named Venus.
Yeah. Like,
I think after Venus de Milo. She had
It
no
was-
arms. It was real weird.
Yeah, it
what?
was
No,
real
she didn't.
weird.
She- she had arms. But yeah, she was just kind of there, and she didn't say a whole lot.
No, it was like
Just
yeah,
kind
it
of
was
just in
one
the
of
background.
Yeah, it was easily the fourth most important turtle
Yeah.
out of the four.
But
Oh,
because there
weird.
were 5 Power Rangers, I guess they needed to add it.
Oh right, yeah,
They need to
right,
add.
yeah. There were 5.
Yeah, so they need to add a 5th turtle.
That's crazy.
I don't know if she was
Yeah,
ever
we
on the
did watch
show or
that.
not. Yeah. Anyways, check
Had
that
more
out.
fight scenes, so
Whack.
It did.
cow.
I
Yeah.
remember it more fondly.
Oh, why didn't we just watch that instead?
Oh, we should have. So the basic plot of this movie is a pirate named Divatox.
I already forgot she was a pirate.
Yeah. Well, that's what it says in the opening
Well,
Star
that's-
Wars crawl.
I mean, she had a submarine.
She had a
That's what
submarine.
pirates use, right? Submarines.
yes.
And the Power Rangers use a boat
Yeah.
because they're not pirates.
They have a pirate ship.
yeah,
And
because they're not pirates.
Because they're not pirates.
exactly. Um,
Yeah. What the
So-
fuck? So yeah, what did happen in this movie? Please enlighten me.
so she wants to kidnap a troll doll who is named Lerigot.
An ancient wizard.
Yeah, he's an ancient wizard. He looks exactly like a troll doll
Crossed with a Furby.
crossed with a Furby. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
No, really.
That's
Because the
very
hair is a bit more down than
Yeah.
a troll would be, like
That's
a
true.
Furby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the face is scary and haunts your dreams like a troll doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever have a Furby?
My next door neighbor had a Furby when we were growing up, and he brought it over, and it started to, like speak in tongues.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So we freaked out for a bit, and then, got my older brother Nathaniel, and he went and he got a hammer,
Smashed it.
and we ripped its voice box out
Whoa.
That's
of its
amazing.
body. All the while, it was still speaking in tongues.
That's
and he
pretty
s-
terrifying.
smashed it with a hammer, and we were like, never again.
Yeah, that's
will
crazy.
we touch a Furby?
I always wanted one, but we were poor when I was a kid, and so I only got the fake ones from McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Wait, the McDonald's ones were the fake ones?
Yeah.
I thought they were the real ones.
Oh,
Wait, they were
no.
real Furbies?
Oh man, apparently Steve was poorer than I
Yeah,
was.
yeah, I didn't even know the real ones existed.
Yeah, they
That's
were
crazy,
They
really?
were they
I
were
thought-
bigger and
Oh,
And they
of
talked.
slightly higher quality, and yeah, they
Really?
would speak to you in tongues.
Yeah.
that's crazy. No, I thought I had one once when I woke up at 3 a.m. and saw one on my bedside table. But
Oh,
yeah, I woke up the next morning and it was gone. So obviously it wasn't mine. It's probably one of my rich friends or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
We all had that rich friend that had a Furby.
Yeah.
yeah. Mine lived
Oh,
next door.
I didn't actually. I thought they were all from McDonald's. I didn't. Where would you like Toys R Us just had bigger Furbies that
Yeah.
you'd pay more money for?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were like battery operated, and they would just
Wow.
kind of like they would like sleep, and
That's
then they'd
crazy.
like snore. They kind of go like
Yeah, but it
kinda like
goes
that.
Kind of like the ancient wizard Lerigot
yeah.
from
very,
this movie.
very much like the ancient wizard Lerigot,
Yeah.
who was also battery operated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lerigot is on the run from Divatox, and he travels to Earth because why?
So Divatox wants to kidnap Lerigot
Yeah.
in order to unlock a secret ancient gate
Yeah.
to let out a secret ancient evil guy
Yeah.
that she wants to marry.
Yeah.
A demon, right?
Yes, a demon that she wants to marry in order to rule the universe.
And that island, or the gate to the island, is on Earth.
It's on Earth.
And so Lerigot travels to Earth to escape Divatox.
Yes, but Divatox has the wizard's family
Right.
as well
She gets
as
the
a
wizard's
hostage.
family. Yeah. That's right.
But then also goes to Earth.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, because that's where the island is.
I thought it was in another dimension.
Maybe.
I think it was in another dimension, actually. now that
That's
you
why they
mention it.
needed the wizard.
That's why they go through the triangle?
And that's why they go through the wave of lightning.
Okay, that makes more
Yeah.
sense.
So they needed the wizard to pass through the wave of lightning.
Well, they're in the submarine, so they're passing through a different spot underneath the water.
All right.
But I assume it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So what happens in this movie? Enlighten me.
All right, so after the main the first opening scene where the Furby troll runs away from Divatox's men, we cut to a karate tournament in Angel Grove, and Tommy and Rocky and what's John? Adam, thank you.
Or we can just say Johnny Young Bosch because
Johnny
I'm down with
Young
that.
Bosch. Adam. They're doing some karate in a boxing ring, and
As one does.
Rocky's like, we gotta take it up a level, and he like does a spinning kick, and he flies out of the ring. And
No,
like,
it's better than that. He said they got to take it to another level. He's trying really hard, and his trainer is like, "Yo, Rocky, you're trying too hard. You got to chill out."
right.
And then he goes to the corner, and he like, the guys are kind of talking, trying to like, figure out, okay, like how are we gonna train better? And Johnny Young Bosch is like, man, maybe we're trying too hard. And then Rocky says, maybe we aren't trying hard enough.
Right.
Does a spinning kick, spins himself out of the ring and breaks his neck.
Like,
Which might be the best thing that's ever
That's
happened in
like,
a Power
as far as
Rangers
famous
movie.
last words go, maybe we aren't trying hard enough. Spinning kick.
well, and like the ultimate irony
insane.
is like he is a Power Ranger. He's been hit so many times by so many things that have made sparks explode out of his body,
Yep.
But he didn't have his super suit.
and
That's what it was.
and he.
Yeah.
This
broke
is
his neck.
this is like the saddest thing to happen to anyone since Brent Sopel threw his back out picking up a cracker.
Yeah, and then as he does that, the children from the shelter walk in and are sad.
Yes.
And that's all we know about
because,
that.
Well, because he was the only hope for the shelter staying open because they are entered into a karate tournament
Yeah, to win.
to raise $25,000 to keep the shelter for the children open.
and
the
the-
shelter.
and these are orphan children.
So they're sheltered children.
Oh, okay.
That's about so.
To keep the children sheltered.
Yes. So the children are sad, not really because Rocky is hurt, but because they will
Yeah, for their own
possibly no longer be sheltered in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
But at one point, is it Billy? No, Bobby. Timmy.
No, there's no Billy.
What are you
What,
talking
the
about?
kid?
Timmy. Yeah, what's the kid's name?
Justin?
Justin.
Justin.
Right.
Oh, we can call him Billy.
If it makes you happy, yeah.
Well, no, he's really annoying. So I assume he'd have like a dumb little kid named like Billy or Timmy.
Billy.
What's that? Timmy's down the well again? Like, tell me you couldn't see that kid falling down a well.
Ugh,
Yeah,
I
he
wish I
was
saw
for
that
sure.
kid fall down a well.
He's horrible.
Because he talks at one point about like how like he's like, I wish my dad could see me now that I'm a Power Ranger.
He'd be so
so
proud.
proud. And he's gone. And if the shelter disappears, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
As far as like
So I think he's an
child
orphan?
actors go, they went below the barrel.
Yeah.
They didn't cast a very wide net.
They moved the barrel to open the cellar door to find like the bottom of the basement.
He was so bad that I really didn't think of Alpha as the worst character in the movie.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Like,
Alpha wasn't the
yeah.
worst. That's
he said,
mind blowing.
and I was like,
Classic.
Alpha, no, please, no. And then the rest of the time, like, he spoke exposition about words that
Mean nothing.
mean nothing and was annoying in general. But when he was on the screen, I was like, I don't know, it's not so bad. At least it's not Justin.
At least it's not.
At least it's not the new Blue Ranger.
That's true.
Yeah, he was
So
horrible.
he is a little
Billy
kid
just shit in his pants when that happened.
who becomes the Blue Ranger. Why?
I think it's because so back to the storyline. Rocky breaks his neck. They visit him in the hospital.
Yeah.
And Justin goes in to say hi,
Because he's
but
in love with Rocky
hides
or something.
because the friends are coming in and he's
Right.
embarrassed or just hides because he's a little snot.
I think he's a
he's-
little snot.
Yeah.
He's a little orphan and he's embarrassed about how orphaned he is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all the Rangers start talking and it's hope you feel better. They get a call from Zordon that they got to do something or whatever. They got to find Lerigot or something. Whatever it is.
Oh yeah, no, they get a transmission from Zordon on like an open channel that everyone can hear. It says,
Yeah.
"Rangers, a powerful wizard has made his way to
Right,
to
exactly.
Earth.
They're
Please
just in
tele-
a hospital
yeah.
in a room.
Please teleport back to the base now."
Yeah, exactly. So Justin overhears this. So he's already in the know that they are the Rangers. So I think that's the connection.
Okay.
Like, I think while everything else is happening, Rocky is probably like, hey, Zordon, this little kid knows what's up. Why don't you give him some powers, dude?
And
It
Zordon,
is the only way to keep him
It is
quiet.
the only way.
It's the only.
It might be the
way.
morphine talking that I'm on at the hospital, but this is the only way to keep him quiet.
It's like,
Yep,
fucking
that's how it went
yeah.
down.
Yeah,
Basically.
and that's why he's the Blue Ranger. That makes perfect sense, right?
like, yeah, it would take too long to explain to someone else exactly what's going on, so I'll just take the kid who already knows.
Perfect.
It's the only way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially if by gaining the Blue Ranger powers, you can turn into a super buff, fully grown man.
Yeah, so
Well,
so
Like,
part
why
part,
not? Why not a kid?
part of the morphing scene, because he needs to be a fully grown adult to match up with the Japanese footage, because even the Japanese would not make a show with a tiny little kid
No, they would
fighting
not.
fighting super aliens.
Yeah.
He morphs into the suit, and then the suit grows like 2.5 feet into a full grown man
And then there he
Yep.
is.
and puts on about 140 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
But I think It's the Only Way is like one of my favorite ridiculous movie tropes. You know?
It's good.
Like there's that scene in Tenacious D where they challenge the devil to a rock off, and like, if you win, then you can take Cage back to hell to be your sex slave. He's like, wait, what? It's like, please, Cage. It's the only way.
Yeah,
that's
good.
No. Yeah, and this was the only way.
This is the only way. Zordon, you have to give this.
Just
You have to give this kid superpowers and a car. It's
It's
the
the
only
only
way.
way.
And a
You're
car.
right. I'm 65 million years old and I'm an interdimensional super being. But you're right. This is the only possible solution at this time.
Yep.
Yep, weird guy in a tube.
Weird guy in a tube. The best part is, after this, I don't think Zordon was around. After
No, so
after
yeah,
Turbo.
so they sent him to go, or Zordon sent them to find the wizard, which
Yeah.
they found with some chimps.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of glory shots of those chimps.
Yeah.
Like they paid some good money to have chimps in the movie, and they were gonna film them as much as
The
possible.
chimps didn't
Absolutely.
really do a lot. They just
Did-
kind of
did
walked around.
nothing.
They were chimps.
Yeah,
They walked
okay,
around
good.
with the troll doll.
Yeah.
One of them did a backflip.
Oh, that's right.
2 backflips actually.
Oh, that's right.
Didn't
in,
really
in
land
quick
the
succession.
second
Yeah.
one.
No.
Hey,
No.
what about the awesome fight scene with Tommy and the snake?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there was that. Yeah,
Yeah.
wrestling a big anaconda.
Yeah. So Tommy and the Australian Pink Ranger are
Cat.
Cat.
That's
That's
what it
right.
was.
Is her
Trekking.
name Cat? Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't. Wait, what was the Yellow Ranger's name? I have no idea.
I don't know if anyone said her name in the movie.
Someone did, and I just kept thinking, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Every time her
Um,
name was said, I was just in one ear out the other. I
Yep.
don't know.
Yellow Ranger from here on out.
All I know is that it wasn't Aisha.
No,
wasn't
it
it?
was not.
Mm,
Yeah, they fought a snake in
Fought a snake.
Africa. They fell off a cliff.
Tanya.
Anya.
Don't remember that.
I already forgot.
Yep.
Was it Tanya?
Aisha.
Aisha.
Man, Aisha wasn't in the show for very long, was she?
No.
No, she was not.
Good
Maybe
for her.
maybe it's Tanya. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, they get the wizard, I guess, and go
Yeah.
back. And,
Yeah, they find him. He's weary from the sun, as one is.
yeah.
And this whole time they have not morphed.
No, again, like this is
Once.
all. This is all like.
Yeah, during the snake battle, when Kat falls off a cliff because she dove away from the spider. I mean, from the snake too far.
Yeah.
and falls off a cliff. That's when she half morphs
She-
and then
yeah.
fails and something. I don't
And it gets shorted out.
because of water.
And then
Yeah.
and then Tommy tackles the anaconda.
All right, she does. I think she breaks her leg,
Yeah.
She
She
has
while
like a
floating down the
big cut
river.
down her leg.
but
or
then she
something.
Yeah.
like she walks on it. She's fine, and then the wizard heals it,
yeah.
and they just find the wizard very quickly.
Yeah,
They find the wizard,
So
but
there you go.
then at some point
They
I think
teleport back.
yeah.
with their power boxes.
Right.
And
yeah.
at and then he gets a telepathic message from his family, which Divatox has on her submarine.
Right. Yes.
so they, like-
she's taking them hostage.
Yeah, they like take him to go. We can blow through this so quickly. They take him to go meet up with them, and then he ditches them to go be with his family with Divatox. And they're like, "What the hell, bro?" And then that's when they get the turbo powers.
Yeah, pretty much. Zordon
Oh, we
says
did miss
to handle
one
it.
important story beat.
Oh shit! Oh,
Ooh,
Balkan Skull.
Skull. Of
It
course.
was that's not what I meant.
Oh.
Oh.
but
Bulk and Skull are in
that
this.
that does tie in. Yeah.
That's right.
Divatox needs to sacrifices to offer up to her new husband, and so they're flying over Earth to go get Lerigot, and they pick up Bulk and Skull as one does.
Who are security guards?
At a baseball diamond.
Yep.
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 I don't know how they got that job. That was a bad idea.
Yep. Bad idea.
That's a liability right there. But anyway, they get snatched up by one of Divatox's henchmen, and Divatox takes like one look at them and is like, "These people are disgusting. We need better sacrifices."
Except they scramble their brains.
Yes, their brains were scrambled.
And they turn into European.
Obscure European.
Every
accent.
every scene they
Guys?
both choose new accents.
Yeah.
Every scene.
And one thing I
It's-
just thought of, they never switch them back.
They never get
They
unscrambled.
never are.
No.
Are they
No,
never
they just-
recover?
They just get in
from
the
that.
They just get in
I'm
the
literally
Megazord at
remembering
the
now,
end.
The credits are them still like they have gray hair for some reason.
Yeah, their hair looks a weird white
yeah,
color.
and they're still like the dumb physical comedy, but they're still
I wonder if they're weird.
their brains are
Yeah.
still scrambled.
I wonder if in the show, like in the series after this,
Are
if they've
they-
got
right,
like
are
scrambled
they-
brains or not.
Are they like
Oh.
random European language
They mu-
speaking weirdos?
It wouldn't make much of a difference.
No.
No, it might
No.
be better actually.
Yeah.
it might be an
I think I
improvement.
might laugh
Well,
more.
Which was the one
More
where they had the
than-
professor? Was that a Mighty
Oh.
Morphin?
No, that wasn't Mighty Morphin.
I don't think I remember this.
They team up with like a professor. Ah man, might have been Zeo.
I think so. I think it was
Yeah,
yeah.
they
'Cause
get
there
into,
was
like-
all the weird crystal shit.
Yeah, they get the team up with like a Doc Brown type.
Right. Okay.
Do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the movie. Bulk and Skull are shit. So they need new sacrifices, and there are 2 scuba divers there. So they get those scuba divers, and twist, it's Kimberly and Jason,
Yeah.
the OG Pink and Red Rangers,
Hell yeah.
out for a scuba dive on their way to the shelter.
To surprise the children.
I like to think that they scuba dived there.
Yeah,
like,
to the
Let's go
shelter.
surprise them. How do you want to go there? Let's scuba. Ha! Yeah, let's do it. You can't see that, but I did a super enthusiastic thumbs
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, like a Donald Glover thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is actually really funny. When I was watching it, I was remembering how in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, when the yellow, blue, and red Rangers left the show, they didn't work that into the story for several episodes, and just
Yeah, they were just gone.
and just
Yeah.
reused footage that had the 3 of them, or just shot people that like stand-ins from far away.
Yeah.
And there was definitely an episode where like, oh no, stuff has to go down, but we can't reach the red, blue, and yellow Rangers because they're off scuba diving. That was definitely a thing that happened.
No,
Nice.
it
Okay,
seems
so-
to be,
And so when they came back scuba diving, I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. I wonder if that was intentional or not. I doubt it, but it's
Well,
kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's at least they're paying attention to the lore, right? They're keeping the mythology.
I mean, yeah, this is a
Mythology,
canon
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to take it
So,
seriously.
Yeah, that's right.
It would have been so much better. This just popped into my head, and let me break this down for you.
Break
All
it
right.
down.
So
Here we
I
go.
like how I like to do rewrites every now and
Yes,
then.
absolutely.
Yeah. So what if instead of not trying hard enough and doing a spinning dragon kick out of the ring and
Right.
breaking his neck
That's last words.
like an idiot, what if Rocky was like Justin's like bigger brother kind of deal, and he was like taking him out on the town, maybe on like his moped or something, and they were hanging out and getting ice cream, and then all of a sudden like some of Divatox's like henchmen showed up looking for the wizard, and they just happened upon these Rocky and Justin just happened to like see them, and he's like, uh-oh, I don't got time to call in the other Rangers. I got to take care of this now myself. And he's like, all right, Justin, you hide here in these bushes, and I'm going to I'll be right back. And then he morphs into the Blue Ranger, and they like fight the monsters. But then, like Divatox, maybe Divatox shows up and he's not strong enough to beat her on his own, and he ends up getting totally fucked up by her, and then that's how he gets taken out of the game, and then Justin like witnesses his mentor being,
Jacked up.
yeah, getting almost killed by Divatox, and that's how he finds out that he's a Power Ranger. Like maybe he doesn't know, right?
Yeah. And then him becoming the next Blue Ranger is him like taking up the torch.
Yeah, just taking up the mantle.
That's
It's
way
fulfilling.
fucking better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes total sense. But one thing you're missing is it doesn't really introduce the shelter of children. That's very important to the movie later on.
Right.
So,
And we never would have had that seat on the school bus.
yeah, I like your work, but it's gonna be a no. For me. You're doing great though.
I respect
Oh,
your
boy.
decision.
Yeah, no, of course that sounds 100 times better. And there would actually be a fight scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
You would
Before,
see
like, 50
you would see a
minutes into
Power
the movie.
Ranger in the
Yeah.
Power Rangers
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So they get their cars
Totally.
and they morph into their new suits. And then it immediately cuts to them not in their suits and they're driving their cars. Like every time
And-
they're driving their cars, they're not in their Power Rangers suits.
So the cars, I feel like this is a big missed opportunity because they basically have like the cool sports car, the red,
Yeah.
and then they have a minivan, a generic truck,
Yeah.
a
It's like a
like
Jeep, right? Or like
Well,
a,
there's like a Land
Jeep.
Rover
yeah,
kind of deal. Yeah.
and the pink one is like a Jetta, like a small hatchback.
Yeah.
These are all they aren't exciting.
Nope.
Like wouldn't the idea be like, okay, we're gonna marry the cool Transformer type stuff with cool cars like Transformers does? Like
Like
Transformers is
Transformers.
successful. They have cool vehicles.
Yeah. Like
Let's
Volkswagen
have cool
Bugs.
vehicles and
Yeah.
a cool Megazord. But they just picked dumb cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
I
am
think
outraged.
There-
It'd be like watching a Transformers movie now, and it's like one of them is like the Cube.
Right.
Nissan Cube.
Yeah.
The Cube, a PT Cruiser. Like an
Dodge
old-
Caravan.
Yeah, and an old Civic. Like
Yeah.
really
The rejects
not
team.
Yeah.
exciting.
A Pontiac
cars at all.
Sunfire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These are not the cars that you make into your
These are not the cars you're looking for.
your show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're
I
a
mean,
little.
they don't spend much time in them anyway, so
No.
really, who cares? But
They're just instantly made.
Yeah.
It's
They're,
like, oh, you need better powers. Here you go.
here you
these are the
go.
most powerful Zords ever made. It's like, well, why didn't we have these so much longer?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go to a pirate ship because they're not pirates.
Yeah. They put their cars
why.
on a pirate ship that will take them to the gate into the other dimension, and then they fight some turtle stegosauruses at one point.
Yes, they do.
And-
Ooh, and another one of my favorite lines. So they're on the ship. They're having like some heart-to-heart moments because this is the Blue Ranger just got introduced, so now they're all being friends. And
Oh yeah, well that's we
and,
kind of didn't set that up. So they get their new powers. They're like, "What about Rocky's car?" And they're like, "Mountain Thunder will join you later, whatever." And then
In my
there's-
head, you were making fun of the name, but that is actually the name.
it is
It's
Mountain Thunder.
You
Yes,
said
it
Mountain Thunder, and I
is.
was like, oh yeah, it was something dumb like that.
yeah.
Oh wait, it was Mountain Thunder.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So and then they go to the ship, and then there's this scene where Zordon's like talking like, "You will now take up the mantle of the Blue Ranger,"
Yeah,
blah
and
blah
it's all
blah.
shot like you don't see the face.
you don't see the
It's a
face, and like
mystery.
picks up the helmet, and then the blue car drives up, and they get out, and they're like, "Rocky," and then it's like, "Hey guys, I'm the new Blue Ranger. Isn't this cool?" And you're like, "Oh my god, I want to die."
The looks
Yeah.
on all the other Rangers' faces are like,
Oh, yeah.
what the fuck
They do
is
not.
this shit?
They don't hide it at all. It's
No.
not like politely like, "Oh, that's nice, dear."
Yeah, no.
No, it's like,
Wow.
wow, some fucking little shit.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
became a Power Ranger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my favorite reaction was Tanya.
Tanya, well
Nailed
done.
it. Aisha, number 2.
Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya. Yeah, she was like not impressed at all. Like, are you serious?
For real? Yeah.
Looking
Yeah.
around like, oh. But anyway, so okay, so now they're on the ship. Yeah,
Yeah.
so but Blue Ranger's introduced. Now it's the boy. Okay, great, good stuff. He's talking with the Pink Ranger, and he's like, "Man, like, yeah, if only my dad could see me. If only the kids at the shelter could see me." And then she immediately is like, "Well, and he's like, "Yeah, I know. It's for me to know and them to find out. It's not for them to find out. It's your secret identity."
Yeah, that was supposed to be him saying, I know, I'll keep it a secret.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll keep it a secret forever. I'll take this to my grave.
Yeah.
No, it's for me to know and them to find
out.
out.
If
Just
they have-
naturally.
Yeah.
They'll find in my closet. They'll just see.
If it comes up organically.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I won't lie to them.
Oh my gosh.
If they ask
Yeah.
me where I was and why I don't spend any time at the shelter anymore.
Oh, just off Power Ranging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane.
So
And then they fight the Stegosaurus, and that is, as far as I understand, the very first fight of the entire movie.
if you
it's
don't
them
count the
fighting-
snake, then
Right.
yes.
If you don't count the snake and you don't count Rocky breaking its neck at the very beginning.
Right.
Which are about
I'd say
10
that
seconds.
those are each about a quarter of an action
yeah,
scene.
10 seconds of nobody actually hitting each other.
Yeah.
Then you have the first fight on a pirate ship.
Like an hour into the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely within, it's 60 minutes pretty much. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Well, and then from there, it's basically like a sprint to the end because like Kim and Jason like try to break out of the submarine, and Kim and Bulk and Skull make it out, but then Jason gets left behind.
But then it doesn't matter
But-
because Kim
yeah.
is brought back to them like 5 minutes later.
She gets captured by the natives on the island and gets brought back to the temple to be sacrificed, and so that didn't matter at all.
That whole scene was pointless.
Yeah.
Yep. Power Rangers make it to the island at the same time and
Yeah.
start fighting.
There's
and-
one-
No
there-
one catches Bulk and Skull though.
No.
No,
No.
they nor heal their wounded psyche.
Yep.
There's one scene where you think, oh, maybe all the Power Rangers died except Adam, but nope, they're fine.
Oh, they're completely fine.
Where they're sitting on they're sitting on the ship like there's something coming towards us. It's coming towards us real fast. We better
wait,
get
the torpedo.
we
I
better
forgot
get
about that.
yeah, like, we better get in those cars because Adam had already driven through the ocean because
Yeah.
apparently these cars can do that in his minivan and like drove to the top of this mountain. He's like looking at them through his binoculars. He's like, haha, awesome. And then the pirate ship just explodes.
Right,
and
he
he's
said,
like,
we gotta
oh
get
no.
our butts in those Zords.
And I'm like, man, what
Justin.
Yeah,
a twist that would have been if all of a sudden it's just Adam.
just one.
That would have been fucking
Ranger.
amazing, especially because it means that the kid would have died.
In the kids
Yeah.
movie.
It would have
Yeah.
it would have been, all right, kid, you gotta step up and be the Blue Ranger. I'm giving you this responsibility, and then immediately died.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
And then they
Perfect.
could have had a scene at the end.
And then it was just all Johnny Young Bosch trying
Yeah,
to save the
that's it.
day.
he's like the Lone Ranger.
gotta go save Amy Jo and Jason.
Really? I just made such a good pun and no one got
No,
it.
sorry, I missed it.
I said he would be the Lone Ranger.
You call that such a good pun?
No, it's fine.
We are not worthy.
Yeah.
Now that I had to explain
worthy.
it, it's not as good. But in the moment, I thought it was aight.
Anyway, it would have been a better movie.
Yeah, and you could have a scene at the end where he shows up
Only
to the
everyone would've
hospital
died. It would've
to
been great.
visit Rocky, and Rocky like wheels himself in on his wheelchair, and he looks at him, he's like, the others, and then Adam's just like, no, and then they could have had a cry,
Yeah.
but then Zordon could have fixed Rocky's spine with morphing, like he's always in a wheelchair in the show, but then when he
Ooh, until he
morphs, then
morphs.
he's not in a wheelchair.
Now we're
Well,
talking.
if they can make make a kid a man, then why not?
Yeah.
Why
Make-
not?
Yeah.
There are no rules.
That's
Ugh,
two
was
better ideas
so
I've
much
had.
better. So much better.
But anyways, yeah, they just
Yeah,
drive their cars across the ocean.
Yeah, and they all start fighting, and it's all.
Yeah.
So just before that, though, there's a great cameo from Rita Repulsa.
Oh yeah,
Because
and
so
Lord
the-
Zed.
The Power Rangers, they think they're gonna get blown up by the torpedo, or however it happens. Divatox is like, oh, the Rangers followed me. Like, this is gonna ruin everything. Let's get some advice from my friend and their nemesis, Rita Repulsa.
And literally using a telephone.
Yeah.
calls the moon
Yeah, she's like, hey.
and makes a
Rita,
time change joke. She's like, sorry
Yeah,
to wake you
exactly.
up.
Sorry
I
to
forgot
wake
about the
you
time
up."
change.
Yep.
How do I deal with the Power Rangers? And Rita's just like, nah, you're
She's like, you
screwed.
think if I knew that,
Sorry.
I'd be here listening to this? And like holds up the phone to Lord Zed, who's snoring and has like a sleeping mask on over his visor.
Over his visor, yeah.
What an odd thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw it in there. Why not?
And then she
So
basically
good.
just like tells her to run for her life and laughs at her.
Yeah.
And hangs up the phone. It was the best cameo.
Yeah.
No, it's it
That
was
was my favorite. That was my
legitimately a
favorite
good
Rita
moment.
Repulsa scene
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
But, like basically from there, then it just kind of ends like a normal Power Rangers episode.
Yeah, they fight and
They
yeah,
go-
like
they go to the
that's
temple.
the last 5 minute or 5-10 minutes of every episode is
Yeah.
they now have the bad guy. The bad guy grows 10 times and
Yeah,
they
there's that-
fight. I mean there's a bit of so in the volcano though there's
Kim and
original-
Adam,
yes,
or not Adam.
Kimberly, Burley, Kim,
Yeah.
and and Jason.
And Jason get turned evil at one
They get
point.
turned evil. They fight for a little bit, and the wizard just turns him back. And
Yeah.
They look like they have a lot of fun. Like the
Yeah.
actors. Like they look like
Yeah.
they have a lot
Yeah.
of fun
They
just
are-
being evil.
they
Yeah,
are
totally.
acting
Been Power Rangers for so long, I
hard.
just want to kill everyone.
Yeah. Finally, where's that kid? Where's that little snot?
It was actually pretty enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, And actually, it's going. That fight scene also had when they finally wake up, the big bad guy, the
Yeah.
demon.
Like the demon, yeah.
Yeah. So he starts walking out, and Divatox is like, "Sweet, I'm your bride," but then she's also scared because he's more dangerous than she thought. I guess.
I think he was just bigger.
Yeah.
And
Like
grosser.
physically larger.
Well,
So
he
then-
electrocutes her too.
Right, yeah, okay,
At one
right.
point.
So she gets, so now they're all running and it's just chaos. And Divatox and her one other henchman are running around and she says, they like start bumping into each other and she's like, "You have the worst sense of direction and you're ugly." And they keep running. And then it goes on to the rest of the fight scene.
Yeah.
Just needless put down.
Yeah, what an amazing.
Oh,
That's
so
like
good.
School of Rock. Like, you have body odor and I hate you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, just a cutting.
Oh,
Cutting it
Oh,
off.
what is it?
that was pretty great, yeah.
Yeah. I just lost my train of thought. You're a fat loser and you have body odor. That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they take 10 minutes to transform into the Zord.
Mhm. Well, and it's the big reveal of the new,
Yeah,
But it's so awful.
process.
yeah,
Because the new process, so they have the new cars, right? The new process starts. The cars are different.
Yeah, the Jetta.
Immediately, all of the cars look different.
yeah,
And because they're just different, they're little toy models and they look completely different.
Yeah.
And they break apart and they form together to make this Zord, which it makes it lying down and then it rises from the grave.
yeah.
erect,
It has rocket boosters.
rocket boosters to help it stand
to
up.
help it stand up. It needs it's like a freaking shuttle launch.
Yeah. And then it's like flash of lightning, and now it's the dude in the suit, and again, it looks entirely different.
Yeah,
There's 3 different iterations, essentially, of the cars.
so dumb, so dumb.
Yeah,
And I can't tell which one is the worst.
And then I guess they kill Malachor or whatever.
You remembered his name. Wow.
Is
I
that his?
didn't. That's
Malachor.
why I kept saying
Yeah.
volcano monster, demon.
Yeah, no, I think,
I think
you
it is.
got
I
it.
think
It was
it is.
Malachor.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All
Well,
right.
well done, Aaron.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's why they pay me
But
the
he's
big
dead
bucks.
now anyway, so I don't know. Never mention his name again.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they pick up the others, Vulcan Skull and Kimberly and Jason, and then they go and they win a karate tournament.
They don't really capture.
Divatox? No,
Divatox
she's
or
the bad
anything.
guy in the show.
Yeah.
played by a different actress though, apparently, because after the movie,
Oh, really?
this actress went on maternity leave and then didn't come back until
Yeah.
Power Rangers in Space.
Right.
Oh, she does come back though.
She does come back, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I remember recognizing her.
And they were like, fuck it, we'll just get a different actress in the temporary and no one will notice or question it because
Nope.
our audience is a bunch of dumb kids.
Yep.
All children.
Yeah. So that's the movie. That's
Movie.
Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
$25,000 is what they win for that shelter.
for
That's
this
a
sh-
good.
to keep the kids sheltered.
That's a good karate tournament.
Yeah. And it was like 3-on-3 karate
Yeah,
in a boxing ring.
Yeah,
It was
there's
very
no
strange.
way that's. Those are not the rules of the tournament.
Look,
That's not real life.
Look, Steve.
Angel Grove is a mysterious.
Those
town.
are those are street rules, okay? That's the wrong side of the tracks. That's how they fight. Is 3-on-3 in a boxing ring, martial arts. All right,
Well,
no one else.
it was a different time.
I was literally about to say that.
It once was a different time.
Oh boy.
All right, so that's Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. The worst Power Rangers movie ever made.
Yeah, you know.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like
We're-
real boring.
We're all fans of the new one, though, right? We all liked
Like what 2016,
2016, 2017, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
That was
I watched it.
that
I
was
enjoyed it.
legitimately like a decent to good movie
Yeah.
just in itself.
I defend that movie all the time. People who are slightly older than me, people in their mid to late 30s, the same people that complain about all the product placement in Transformers movies and don't realize that the show that they love was literally a half-hour toy commercial.
Yep.
Um, these people who don't understand Power Rangers in any level, and especially not on a nostalgic level, they're like, ugh, why would you go watch the new Power Rangers movie? I'm like, because it's actually so awesome.
It's actually great.
It's such a
No,
good
I
movie.
enjoyed
They
it
actually
for
made the
sure.
Rangers characters.
Yeah, totally.
Who knew that was such a good idea?
And like Billy is like an autistic kid, and there's like a gay ranger, right? Like the
Yeah,
Yellow
they-
Ranger.
they- yeah, they introduced
Don't they have, like a
bisexuality.
rock
Oh, yeah, she's
quarry
bisexual.
that they fight in or something.
Yes, there's
a
Yeah,
lot of
definitely.
fighting in the rock
Classic
quarry.
Classic rock quarry. It's so classic.
It opens with-
Angel Grove 100% had a rock quarry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's where they fought most of their battles. Is
Yeah.
teleport to the rock quarry and beat up some claymen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
actually
The
just
putties.
Putties.
Yeah, the
that's
putties,
what-
yeah.
some
It's actually just
putties.
shot in cam loops.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No way. Yeah,
Awesome.
Kamloops got a couple rock quarries for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
fought anybody in them, but
Well, that's, yeah, you
were
spent a
there.
decent amount of time in the loops.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so if you're going to watch one Power Rangers movie, watch the newest one.
Yes.
If you're going to see two Power Rangers movies,
The
watch-
newest and the oldest.
just watch that one again.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah,
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
actually-
Yeah.
yeah, that's very
That's the
true.
best call.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so Steve, as you know around here, because you've listened to the show
That's every day.
every day,
Every day.
but just,
It's my alarm actually.
every episode is someone's.
every 3 a.m. 3 a.m. hits, boom, your voice is right in my ears.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Just in case, this is someone's first episode, though, I like to reiterate how this works here. We rate the movies. We have a 3-tiered rating scale. If a movie is good, we give it a Breakfast Club fist bump freeze frame.
Mm-hmm.
All right, like don't you forget about me.
Okay.
If it's bad, we say that's one big pile of shit.
Okay.
Like in Jurassic Park.
Gotcha.
And then if it's so bad that it's good, then we say it's craptacular.
And those are
Gotcha.
the movies that we're looking for.
Yes. Yeah.
So, since you're the guest, I'll let you lead off. What is this movie? Where does it fall for you?
that is one big pile of shit.
Seconded.
Yeah.
Third.
It
There
is-
you
Such,
go.
it's such a shit
It
movie.
is not so bad.
I
that
never
it's
want to
good.
see it again.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun talking about it with you guys.
Absolutely.
Never want to see it again.
What do you think it got on Rotten Tomatoes?
Ooh, that's a good
Ooh.
question. I'm gonna say a solid 8.
It was slightly higher than that.
Was it really? Only slightly though. Double digits?
Double digits.
Okay. What do you got, Matt?
Now you want to
What's
take a
your
guess? You want to take a crack?
13.
Ooh, so close.
12?
16.
16.
Yeah.
That's double.
I guess it
what
is
I
actually
thought.
double than
That's-
what you said.
no,
Yeah.
That's actually.
I mean, like, that's still really low.
I mean, out of 100, it's
Yes.
not that great, but
higher than we thought.
Wow, 16.
is that my phone? Oh, yeah,
Whew.
sorry. 16%. Yeah,
Yeah. No, that was.
It deserves no more.
that's
No,
certainly
definitely
true.
not, Yeah.
I remember watching this movie. I think it had just played in theaters, and then it immediately was playing on Fox Kids, like a couple weeks later.
Did it even release in theaters?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it
Oh,
did.
man.
It did. So, anyways, yeah, that's the show. I'll just do my plugs real quick.
Oh, just one thing. There was
yeah.
one really important scene that we missed that maybe
no.
maybe you can find the soundbite for or something, and that was
Oh, yep.
Jason and Kimberly are in the brig of the submarine, and for some reason they mentioned munchies. I can't remember why.
They're gonna be fed to a demon with the munchies. I think or
Yeah.
a monster with the munchies, or
Yeah,
something
they
like that.
fed to a monster with the munchies, and then you hear munchies, and the camera goes over to Bulk, who's in the adjacent cell, who then leans forward toward the bars with a sound effect.
Yeah.
That's it.
Who knows why?
It was
That's insane.
it was very integral though.
Remembering it now,
Munchies?
that's crazy.
Like
Woof. Woof.
that was the only good part of that movie.
Yeah, like comedic relief, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
sorry.
All
Let's
right.
wrap this shit up.
All right. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. That really helps get the show out there to more people. Tell a friend about it if you think they might like the show. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio,
that one,
YouTube,
yeah.
anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Everywhere.
That's where we're at.
Right there.
We are on Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter,
Oh,
Instagram, Gmail,
that one.
all at Retro Crap Pod. Send us a message.
Shoot
If
us a
you,
mail, man.
yeah. You can send a snail mail to P.O. Box. No, we don't have a P.O. Box.
Do you have
Should we get a P.O. Box? If people want to send us DVDs of crappy movies, I will get a P.O. Box.
Oh, 100%. That would be amazing.
yeah.
Do we have a Snapstagram or a chit chat?
We
These are pretty cool new. I can invite you if you want.
Oh, yeah.
will yeah. Those are
like-
invite only still,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, It's
Yeah,
like
cool.
it's kind of a university thing.
We should probably get invited
Pretty
so we
cool.
can lock down those
Yeah.
domains.
Like it's not a
Yeah.
huge deal.
We are on the Patreon.
Like, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I think patreon.com/retrocrappod. If you want to throw a couple of shekels our way,
Become a patron.
yeah, there's cool rewards. You get to hear this before everyone else. People like you more. Mostly us. We like you more.
We do.
I do
Um,
not.
Steve doesn't care.
Steve remains indifferent.
Yeah.
I care about you as much as I always have.
That's all right. Gaining his approval is incredibly difficult. I still don't know if he likes either of us.
I
don't even know if he
might-
knows.
I have fed him before, so I know that he likes me at least a
Ooh,
little.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, okay,
Never
that's-
bite the hand that feeds you.
That's what Trent Reznor asked us once. If we would bite the hand that feeds us.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
9 Inch
I
Nails.
do not.
Yeah.
I make unless they're feeding me their hand,
Right.
in which case it would be rude not to.
Yeah, that would be the gentlemanly thing to do. Yeah. Other than that, I think that is everything. I think that's the show.
We did it.
We did it, guys. We made it. We survived Power Rangers Turbo, the Power Rangers movie. And there's no more Power Rangers movies for us to talk about except the newest one.
Well, happy 2-year anniversary.
Oh yeah, that's
For
right.
the
Did we
Retro
mention
Captacular.
that the whole point of us doing this was the 2-year anniversary, and that's why we're
No.
doing the Power Ranger movie? Okay,
We forgot.
that's what it was. We turned to
Call back to the first episode.
happy fucking birthday to us.
Yeah. Wow. Nailed it.
Should put a sound effect of a really sad party kazoo. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Happy fucking 2 years, everyone.
It's a slide whistle. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Until next time, keep watching crap.
quick side note. There was a lady that wanted to bring her emotional support beagle.
Beagle.
To which
Love it.
you emotional support dogs, wonderful thing, but not for OFA 3 when it's like, all right, starting CPR. Wait, gotta spend a moment with my beagle before I start CPR because this is a kind of a stressful situation. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's
no.
crazy.
Just gotta pet my dog 3 times before I start saving lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an issue. I think
that
that's a
seems
prob-
like an
that's
issue.
a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe you
don't want
shouldn't
you don't
be the
want
one.
a paramedic showing up
Yeah.
to your crash with a beagle.
Yeah.
You want them to show up with like an AED. You want them showing up with band-aids at the least.
That bag that they always have
That's
full, just
right.
full of life-saving stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not a beagle.
None of those things are a beagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she
Alright.
didn't bring them.
She did not. No,
Okay,
the teacher said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
let's do it.
Let's get it done.
I would have a beagle to save lives. I'm just saying. I just want to throw that out there.
Which one's a beagle again?
Snoopy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Snoopy a beagle?
Yeah.
I thought Wishbone was a beagle.
Yes.
Oh. Duly noted. I'm gonna write that one down. Snoopy.
Like I said, Snoopy, but Snoopy looks nothing like an actual beagle.
Wishbone.
But you know what I meant. Right?
I know what you meant. Yeah.